Hey you guys, it's Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning here, and we're going to be cleaning up this condo slash townhouse today. And coming in here and bringing in my equipment and just kind of getting set up, immediately I notice it's got this split level entry, so this goes down into the garage. So we just have that little stairway here. We've got this little front room area here, and then it looks like we're coming up some stairs, and then I have no idea if there's going to be another level or not. We got hardwood floors that we're not going to be touching today. We're just doing the carpeting, and then it looks like we've got 2 bedrooms. So a front room area, 2 bedrooms, a stairway and a half. So it's an okay amount of carpeting. My guess is that we're probably around 1,200 square feet or so. And so we're just gonna go ahead and get started here. What I did is I always pre-vacuum the carpeting, pre-vacuum everything just to get as much debris out of the carpets as possible. You can tell that whoever was here before, the cleaners, they've already vacuumed, but we go ahead and we vacuum anyways. That's just how I maintain my quality control, is just to do the vacuuming myself, just so that I know that it was done properly. There are a lot of times carpets look like this. They look like they've already been vacuumed, and you go over it and there's a massive amounts of debris that did not come up with the previous vacuum. So that's phase 1, is just going through there and doing a real good dry soil and debris removal. You know, that's loose in the carpeting, and that's when you get that some of that fine abrasive stuff like sand and grit and little rocks and things like that out of the carpeting, as well as like pieces of paper and maybe a little bit of lint or whatever might be floating around on top. But really, when we're doing a pre-vacuum, we're more concerned about what's lurking down below the carpeting than what's just riding on the surface of the carpeting. Secondly, we got our pre-spray. This is our soil suspension process. It's actually broken into 2 parts, A and B. Part A is putting down the pre-spray, and what we will be doing is for part B, which is our agitation of that pre-spray. We're going to be using the CRB in here today just to make sure that it gets a really deep sort of a clean, because we are doing a premium deep steam cleaning today. So and then of course with the premium service we also do a rake out of all the carpets just to hide, get rid of those shark tooth patterns and stuff that remain in the carpeting, because the shark teeth patterns, not only do they look distracting, they can hide and work as excellent camouflage at hiding dark spots and other things that you may have missed in the carpeting because you didn't see it because of the shadowing that was going on. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We got ourselves some corner guards, protect, you know, hoses and things from running along the corners of the walls. So we make absolutely every effort we possibly can to ensure that your property is well taken care of and respected. Alright, we've just completed phase 1 of the dry soil removal. As I was going over, I could hear a bit of debris being picked up in the vacuum, and lo and behold, we got about 40% filled curvy bag there, just the debris and things that came out of the carpeting here that wasn't picked up by the previous carpet cleaning. Now, as you can see, when you have the height adjustment set properly for maximum airflow and agitation, that beater bar down on the carpeting, You can see that it really does get down there pretty deep in it. Those lines are just indications of the beater bar beating down on the carpeting and picking stuff up. So rather than just doing a quick go over to do a surface vacuum, we are focusing more on the deep debris that are in the carpeting. So even though this was 2 bedrooms, a couple small hallways, closets, and this area here, we probably spent a good 30 to 45 minutes just going through and doing a really good deep vacuum just to get as much of that debris out of here possible, because it's removing that debris that actually allows your carpeting to last longer, because it doesn't have that abrasive tearing and grinding action going on as you're walking across the carpets, because you got all that debris out of there. So that's the reason why we take vacuum pretty seriously, because it does prolong the life of the carpeting. Now, it also provides me, at the same time as the carpet cleaner going through here, it allows me to examine all the carpets for stains and spots and carpet integrity and anything else that might be along the way. A lot of times you skip things or miss things just doing a quick walkthrough, but as you're vacuuming, it allows you to see every single square inch of the carpeting. And one thing that I've noticed is that this is a polyester carpeting. It's it's in good condition. It's not super dense. It's probably a 2 to 5 twist weave, of the threads. I'm not sure what they call the twist. But anyways, and that's probably a marginal mid-grade sort of carpeting, because the carpets do look nice in here other than them being hammered here. But as we go through the second phase that we're going to come to is a pre-spray application of our pre-spray, and then we're going to agitate it with the CRB, and that is going to cause drastic night and day differences. The peroxide will attack urine and stuff like that in the carpeting, and there is quite a bit of urine I've noticed around here. This is probably the most of it in here. The 2 bedrooms I didn't really see any urine in them whatsoever, but yeah, we'll just keep moving, chugging along, and I will keep you updated with any notable comments or concerns that I think that might stand out as far as a point of interest to other carpet cleaners or potential customers looking for aspects of great carpet cleaning. Alright, so I pre-sprayed in this bedroom, and now I'm running our CRB over the carpets just to, what this machine does. You see those counter-rotating brushes under there. There's actually a set of 2 of them. You can see the axle rods for them right there. So there's 1, 2 left and right, and they actually counter-rotate from each other. So they're going down on the carpeting, and they're gently uplifting on the carpet pile. And as you can kind of see, this is a demonstration sort of what it does. But aside from picking up lint and hair and that sort of things and little nasties that stick like Velcro on the carpeting, and it picks them up and deposits them into this reservoir container here. And not only that, it's also taking our chemical, our pre-spray that we put down the carpeting, and it's just scrubbing it really good throughout all the carpet fibers. It's helping to loosen that dirt, obliterate that sticky residue, and eliminate odor. So it does a really good job at all those things. In fact, this is a pretty coveted tool amongst carpet cleaners. However, not all carpet cleaners have the luxury of having one of these machines. However, from the customer standpoint, not all customers are even aware of a machine like this, but in the carpet cleaning world amongst technicians, this machine is very well known, and like I said, it's highly coveted just because it does such a great job. And if you are a customer looking for carpet cleaning, finding a carpet cleaning technician that utilizes a CRB or a counter rotating brush machine or a cylindrical brush machine. They go by all those names. They're all basically the same thing. That will benefit you greatly as far as getting the best bang for your buck, because this machine will thoroughly agitate and get your carpets cleaner than just traditional wand steam carpet cleaning. So that there is another little nugget of something that you can look for when looking for carpet cleaning that will kind of give an indicator as to the quality or level of clean that's being received. Okay, and I know that out of curiosity, you're probably wondering what kinds of debris and things that the CRB is pulling up out of the carpeting. And as you can see right there, there is a wad of hair, pet hair, cat hair, dog hair, I don't know what it is, but it's a combination of little abrasive nasties and hair and other debris that were in the carpeting that came out with that CRB. And that was just in this room here. So as you can imagine, if each room pulled out that much debris, there's a little bit more debris that fell out. Take that up. You know, we're pulling out a lot of that hidden Velcro nasties that are just hiding there on the carpeting. And would they come out with traditional steam cleaning with a wand and hot water and all that? I'm not saying that we're not doing that, because that is phase 3. We will be doing that, but this is in addition to just running a wand. So would a wand pick some of this stuff up? Possibly. Will it pick up all of it? Probably not, but because this thing is like fingers sifting through the carpet fibers like a fine-tooth comb and just pulling all that nasty stuff out, which the section coming from a wand and pressurized hot water doesn't even have a chance of doing it, because it doesn't have the same agitation, movement, mechanical movement and action going on as a CRB has. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to complete the other bedroom and down below, and then we will pre-treat the stairways. And what happens here, as you can see, the carpets actually look really awesome already. And what's happening now is that we call this dwell time. This is just where the chemical is just going to dwell on the carpet and continue chewing away and loosening stuff up, aside from the things that we've already pulled up. So, or I should say in addition to the things we've already pulled up. And so, again, like I said, there were a whole bunch of spots over here. And what this does, it really just scrubs those spots out. So it really does an extra up and beyond sort of results as far as quality and craftsmanship of the service that's being received. And so, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and go on into the next room. We'll pre-spray it, and then we'll grab the CRB and we'll run that bad boy over it as well. Alright, so upon running the CRB over this area in a couple different directions, just to get as much of that formula cleaning solution worked into the carpeting as much as possible, there is still that yellowing there that probably is not going to be corrected with just cleaning. There's probably going to be some color loss and stuff there involved, and I don't do dyeing, so I'm not going to be able to fix that. But anyways, the rest of it looks really good. We will probably post-treat that with some enzyme treatment by Backaway, or I'm sorry, by BioClean, just to get that cleaned up. And then this traffic area in here actually turned out really good. So upon steam cleaning around 210, 220 degrees, it should do a pretty fairly decent job of picking that all up. And then aside, we went through with a vacuum to begin with, and we got out a good, 40-50% bag of just abrasive debris, dry debris laying on the carpeting. Then we went back over it with a CRB. Got quite a collection of goodies that came up out of there. And as you can see, all that other abrasive, nasty stuff that's in there as well. Just like little chips of wood and little rocks and that sort of stuff. So probably dropped food, sesame seeds, a whole variety of different things that, just drop on the floor and get in the carpeting, or come in off of your clothes and get brushed off onto the floor, and they just sit there and may or may not come out with a vacuum cleaner. So this is what we do that kind of sets us aside from a lot of the other carpet cleaners out there, is that we really go out of our way to actually get the crud and debris out of the carpeting prior to the steam cleaning. So the steam cleaning then is more like the icing on the cake that just makes everything pop and look absolutely awesome. But then at the same time, you're also greatly improving the longevity of the carpeting as far as getting all that abrasive gunk out of there and making the carpets last as long as possibly can. Now, one thing that we do lastly is before we bring our hoses and lines in to do the steam cleaning, we're going to go ahead and pre-spray the stairways here, just so that, and we hit them up pretty heavy, because if they don't require agitation, we just put it on heavy enough so that the chemical will just begin doing all the work for us, and then we go through and steam clean them out as well with the rest of the carpeting. And that usually works extremely well on the carpets, or the carpeting on the stairways. And when carpeting requires additional kinds of work, we go ahead and do that. However, with these, I believe using the right chemistry and putting it down heavy enough should be more than adequate. So we got these stairs here, and then additionally when we jump over here, we got these here. So I'm thinking I might do this stairway first, coming in through the garage, just because stairs are much easier when you're working from the top and going down, and then we can bring everything through the front door and on up into the bedrooms. Alright, so I went ahead and I pre-sprayed these stairways, and I kind of wish I would have done a before and after, because these actually look really nice. Now what I do is I use an appropriate pH carpet cleaning solution, and see what happens with stairways is that on the bowl nose, this curved part that sticks out, that's the part that and then it usually gets the most hammered, the most damaged, because the balls of your feet are constantly going over that. And if you wear shoes in the house or anything like that, even if you're barefoot, that's where all the oils, that's where all the petroleum contaminants from outside are collecting. And so it's basically you're just wiping your feet on the carpeting as you're walking up and down the stairs. That's more or less what stairways are good for, because obviously when we are doing carpet cleaning in a place like this, or any house where there's an upstairs, the downstairs always, 100% of the time, well maybe 98% of the time, always has more debris than the upstairs. And the reason for that is because you're basically wiping your feet off, and debris are falling off your clothes and pants and shoes and whatever as you're walking up the stairways. And by the time you make it upstairs and you're in your bedroom, really the only debris being that some townhouses, you have your kitchen and stuff actually on another level, and then bedrooms even up further. So a lot of times when the living quarters or the bedrooms and things are on their own floor, they very seldom ever have any debris in there unless they are carrying food upstairs and eating in the bedrooms. And that's why I say that, because there is the possibility that food is going to make it from the kitchen into the bedrooms, just because it's all on the same floor. But I was trying to kind of make a divider line there to kind of explain how the differences between the different levels of the house, as you go higher and higher and higher up into the house, the different levels tend to have fewer debris. The same thing within commercial carpeting and buildings and things is that if you have a doctor's office or something that needs carpet cleaned, generally the carpets on a third, fourth, and up floors are cleaned a lot less seldom than down below, because the majority of the traffic is coming in through the front door. They're hopping on elevators and whatnot and coming up stairways. All that debris that they carried in with them is getting knocked off onto the floor down below. So the first floor offices get to take all the brunt for everybody else up above. So yeah, it's probably why the upper levels, one of the reasons upper levels are more expensive. I don't know if that is necessarily true, but if you're having to get your carpets cleaned a lot more often, hey, we'll lower rent down below, because you're going to have your carpets replaced when you moved out, and the guys upstairs are perfectly fine. I got to rambling and I forgot about the stairways here. So what we did is we just pre-sprayed the stairways. I don't agitate the stairways unless they really need agitation, and in this case they really don't need agitation, but I do put the pre-spray on pretty heavily. And like I was saying across those bull nose, if you look at these steps now, the chemistry of the cleaning solution that we put down literally chewed away almost everything. So by the time we get to these stairs on our way out the door, they're going to be dwelled and ready to go, and they're going to look brand new just like the rest of the carpeting in the house. And the same goes with these stairs here. We took the same approach. However, these are going to actually have more dirt in them because of the garage. Obviously, you come in with your car, you park in the garage, and this a lot of times becomes your main entryway is through the garage rather than the front door. So obviously, with that in mind, there's going to be more dirt here. So we made sure that this got a good pH solution as well, just to loosen up that debris and everything on there as well. Okay, and for me, stairways are a big deal. Well, everything is a big deal. With the stairways, even more so, because of the first thing that you see walking in through the door usually. You come in the front door, you come in the garage, whatever, you see the stairways. You see all that gunk on there, and it's always kind of depressing walking into the house, seeing how dirty everything is. But when done right, you know, I meticulously go over stairways, kind of my style. I know a lot of guys won't do it this way because it takes literally forever, and I am using a upholstery tool. Most guys are using a stair tool. The upholstery tool actually allows me to do a lot tighter passes, and I have a little bit more control over it. And I do both the step here and the riser in the back there. So both areas, as you can kind of see the lines on there going all the way up. And then the bowl nose, you know how we saturated those real good with the cleaning solution. We also come by, we detach the hose from our tool, and we make sure that we give it a really good suction along there, as well as the crevices along the wall, that back edge there, and across there. And then we go over the step one more time with the upholstery tool, just to give it a good final extraction without any water, just to pick up any extra moisture or any dirt that might be lingering behind in the carpets. And that always, from what I can tell, does an extremely good, thorough job. So, and if there were pets in this situation, I did groom for pet hair. There was a minimal amount of hair. It wasn't necessarily bad, but one thing that you would do is you take your finger and you'd run it along the corners here, and if you're pulling up hair on your fingers, that's an indication that there's a lot of hair on here. And so we will pull out a brush and basically be grooming the carpeting on the stairways the same as we would with the CRB, for the same purpose of just pulling up matted hair that might be around there. So that gets up any matted hair that's along there. In this scenario, there is no matted hair, so we're not dealing with that. Just doing that to explain the processes of different scenarios and things that you do to kind of, because it's very dynamic cleaning situation. You just have to to switch what you're doing, change your tools, and do a little extra here and there depending on the situation. Alright, so we're ready to begin phase 3 cleaning process, the same as we did on the stairways, but we're doing it on the rest of the carpeting. See, we got our hoses running in. We do take every precaution necessary to make sure that your property is well protected. We got these nifty little corner guards. Not cheap, but they do an excellent job at protecting your walls from chips and grinding away at the corners and all that sort of good stuff. So we got that on here. We're going to start back here. Water's up to about 210 degrees right now. And so we're going to commence and begin our steam out. Hey you guys, Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning. Thanks for watching today's video. For me, carpet cleaning is like art. I really do put my heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into my work. And for me, it is a piece of art because it reflects who I am as a person, as far as trying my best to bring as much gratification to the customer as I possibly can. So we provide, or I provide, as much value as possible. So if you're looking for carpet cleaning or have any questions regarding carpet cleaning in general, feel free to leave comments on the space below, or you can call me directly at 503-939-0534. I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, God bless and have an awesome day.